And we're live! Hey guys, this is your co-host Prince Johnson. Welcome back to Johnson Nielsen.
I'm your co-host, Nickolaus Nielsen.
And today we have a very special guest. I'll let Nick introduce him for you. He's known him for a long time here.
I've known this guy for a few years. He kind of got me my little foot in the door with a wonderful little company. Some of you all may know as the Asylum Studios. We worked together on a number of films. I think about 6 in total. 7? No, 5 I think total. No, 6 technically. From the Asylum Studios, I give to you the man, the myth, the legend, Larry Elisalde.
All right.
Thank you guys. It's an honor to be here. Here in the front lines, the groundwork that you guys are laying down with your podcast here. I'm trying to think where to begin.
Tell us your story, Larry. How did you get involved with the Asylum Studios, and then kind of lead it, and then I'll explain how I got involved. But it's because of you.
But yeah, the origin of Lawrence.
Well, tell us about your origin with films. Like, how'd you get into films that eventually led you to the Asylum?
Okay. Well, I guess I've really always this has always been what I was meant for. Really. Mm-hmm. You started out as like a little kid. With my action figures. My old Batman toys. I would come up with various goofy storylines for all my characters, all my toys,
So you're basically doing fan fiction as a kid?
Yes, more or less. But not knowing what fan fiction is or realizing that that's what I'm doing,
Fair enough.
So I started out with that, and then, kind of got into writing, and then as a kid, you want to be a million things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I eventually realized that with acting, with acting, I could be whatever, I could be, like a doctor, cop, firefighter, whatever.
You could have every job.
I could have every job. All the jobs.
Yeah. Dr. McCops.
Yes. Daytime a doctor, nighttime a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Part-time lawyer.
I'm taking this talk out.
Okay, there you go.
Sorry guys, it's about to be loud for a second. There you go. All right. Much better.
Yeah, so when I was about 12, 13, I kind of discovered Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah.
Which was kind of like rediscovering improv really, which I'll go back to what I first. Let's see. I'll get back to Saturday Night Live in a little bit. When I was about 6 or 7, I acted up a lot in church.
Places where you want to act up the most.
Yeah,
eyes of your Lord and Savior.
And my dad is very shy, and that poor man, I know I embarrassed him so much, growing up, different restaurants and stuff we went to, and since I acted up so much at church, I stayed with my grandma. And my parents, they went to the Saturday night mass. And my grandma was really into Sábado Gigante, which is like the Mexican version, I should say Hispanic version of Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
There was a show in Chile, but it kind of just exploded all over Latin America.
Really? Okay.
And so my grandma was really into that show. Even all these years, was still into it. And so she would watch that. And one time we were flipping through the channels, and In Living Color was on.
Okay.
And there was this sketch with David Alan Grier, and I can't remember who was opposite of him, but they were doing a 60s Batman spoof.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And so I was 7, I'm already super obsessed with Batman. And so I'm seeing this sketch of these guys, doing this goofy Batman. Yeah, exactly. And I knew even at that point, I knew the Adam West one.
Oh yeah.
Because when the '89 Batman came out, they did a release on VHS of the '60s Batman movie.
I remember that as a kid because it was all over TV too.
Exactly.
You couldn't get enough Batman.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I had both VHSs. I had the '89 Tim Burton and I had the '60s Adam West.
Awesome, man.
And so I was obsessed with that when I was 4 or 5. I always watched those VHSs, right? Mm-hmm. And so then I see this sketch with David Alan Grier. And my grandma, her first language is Spanish, so she has no idea, a lot of the vulgarity that was on In Living Color, right? And so she would let me watch it, and most of that was going over my head too. Yeah. But I kept watching it anyways, hoping for this David Alan Grier thing to come back, of him doing the Batman thing. I think they did it a couple more times, but oftentimes, I would waste my time watching this. But I think my grandma partly let me watch it because she liked that I had that admiration for sketch comedy that she had.
Okay.
And so I think that's part of why she would let me watch it too.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And so then fast forward like 6 or 7 years later, I find, I get into Mad TV and Saturday Night Live.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. And I was like, oh yeah, sketch stuff, I was like, yeah, this is cool. And then like that acting bug was born in me. I was like, you know what? I liked it when I was a little kid, and now I'm old enough to understand it.
Mhm.
And so then I wanted to get into acting. And then acting led to me wanting to really pursue writing, because I'd always been coming up with stories, but then I was like, you know what, I'm going to start writing sketches and all that.
Nice.
And then that led to me being like, yeah, I want to direct as well. And then when I was 16, 16, in my AP English class, my teacher was retiring, Mrs. Carpenter.
Okay.
And her brother happened to be a producer. And his partner was a man by the name of Greg Fredrickson.
Mhm.
And he's most famous for producing the 3 Godfather films.
Oh,
No
kidding.
kidding. Wow.
I'd have to look it up, but I believe he was the production manager on The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh,
How old is this guy? He's got to be kind of up there, right?
No, he's much older now, but I was like 16 at the time, and he was like retiring. Like he had left LA at that point.
Right. Okay.
And
So
so yeah,
Bad the Ugly. He's part Italian, right, or something?
no, he's American.
Okay.
His story is actually pretty interesting too, of how he got into the spaghetti westerns and all that.
Mhm.
I
continue on.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about Gray in a little bit. So Gray said he could come to one of her classes, and she chose her AP class. She's like, yeah, have Gray come to this class and talk to my students. And this was like right as like I was really like falling in love with wanting to like, act, write, direct, movies. That's when I was really becoming a movie buff. And so he came to our class. And most people didn't really know what to ask him, like questions, and I was the one that just kept asking him stuff,
awesome.
And he brought his Oscar for The Godfather 2 to our class. And so, yeah, like, being at like the infancy of like my desire for like this world,
Did you let you hold it? Like, did you touch it?
I didn't get to hold it, but on the way out of class, I rubbed it on the head. So that was awesome,
Nice.
Totally, man.
Let's see what after that. And so, like, during that time that he was in our class, he was talking about how he was wanting to bring films to Oklahoma because like because this was 2003, I want to say, so stuff was like really starting to go out of state at that point,
Sure.
like Louisiana, Texas, Georgia was getting even crazier, and so he wanted to make that happen in Oklahoma. And so being from California, but like living in Oklahoma at that time, like, I was trying to decide if I was going to come back to California where I was from or stay in Oklahoma with my mom and brothers up there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? If I go to LA, like right out of high school, like I'm going to be competing with millions of people. Or I could stick around for a few years and be on the forefront and learn from, him. Because like during that meeting as well, like he didn't want to just bring a film culture. He wanted to bring like a film school culture to Oklahoma as well, and he ended up creating this thing. It was like a tri-school community between like the University of Oklahoma, Oklahoma City University, which is where I went to, and Oklahoma City Community College.
Man, just spreading his love of film.
Yeah. Like it's kind of weird. Like all 3 schools kind of focused on like kind of a different thing.
Right.
I
just interrupt in a sec. I had a very similar experience where I had the option to go to LA when I was 18.
Yeah.
And I chose to stay and like go to college in like Gulf Coast, Texas instead for a couple years. But then eventually came to LA. But do you ever kind of look back and regret that maybe you should have went sooner sometimes?
It actually, like now that you mention it, there are times when I feel that way.
Right.
That I should have came to LA, because I see people my age, that are like on the producer track or have been producing for a while, right?
Yeah.
And then for me, it's like I had to start all over again once I moved out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a story that I often compare myself to, not nearly as badass, but Russell Crowe, the Gladiator.
Oh yeah.
When he was out in France, out in Gaul, like he was like this this general, was like at the top of his game with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he finally gets to Rome, he's sent to the gladiator pits.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt, like the first time I PA'd was in 2005.
Yeah.
Didn't do it again until 2012. And so it's been like 5 years of trying to break out of that.
No, I hear that, man. I was only on like student films in college, and then went to film school, was on more student films. Came here in 2012, at the end of 2012, and then PA'd that following couple months later in 2013, and I started doing it full time like that following year. In 14, that's when I met you. It's weird though, because you go through all that education, you work on films. You know how. And, I hate people like, you go to like movie set memes, people trash talk film students all the time. Like you go to this Facebook page called Movie Set Memes. It's funny, I go there for a lark, but they really trash. It's like half of these people are film school students.
Right.
We all were that, so why does everyone trash talk them?
Yeah, I just like the naivety, I guess, of it, and like the general cockiness that comes from a lot of recent grads.
These kids got to pay their dues.
Right, and most I think my advice would be they need to pay their respects.
Wow. Okay.
That's
Like,
fair. No, that's fair.
When they get to set, like they need to show respect to the people who have been doing it for a long time, as opposed to showing up to set with this attitude that they need to be.
Well, I agree, but to a point, I feel like everyone should just show respect on set.
Right.
The newbies and the oldies.
Yeah.
And if you're an asshole, then you get treated like you're an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, I do that. I mean, I'm probably one of the few PAs that does backtalk people when they talk shit to me.
Yeah.
Good.
So.
As you were. So you were like rocking it in Oklahoma. You're with that film scene. And how long were you out there again?
Well, I went to film school there, so I was out there for 6 years.
Nice.
So 2004, a freshman.
Yeah.
And my freshman year in college, I was mostly focused on theater at that point.
Okay.
Because the film scene was super new. Like OU had like more of like a film studies focus, and then Oklahoma City Community College had more of like a technical focus on it.
That sounds very familiar.
And then my school, OCU, we were like a blend of both of that.
Oh wow.
But not my freshman year because it wasn't even there yet, the film program.
Sure.
But I was still more actor oriented than anything at that point, so that's why I chose OCU.
Nice.
But as that year progressed, being in theater, like film was always on the back of my mind, and it just eventually became the forefront. And I was like, I want to do film more than this.
Was there any like particular film you saw like during your years there that made you go, you know what, I love acting, but like I gotta try and like make these things myself?
Man, I'm not. So long ago, I'm trying to think of a film that was kind of the crux. But I think it was just like a culmination of all these things that I said happening and stuff I didn't think of.
The Tree of Life.
Okay, Tree of Life came out in 2011, so way after, So yeah, I didn't even know who Terrence Malick was at that point.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, let's see. What was it? It might have been my on-camera acting class that I was taking.
Nice.
With Daryl Cox. I think probably like the thing that most people would notice him from was in RoboCop. He plays the scientist that gets him online, and as RoboCop becomes self-aware and he's like trying to like break out, the scientist that he like backhands into like the gate.
You with the glasses?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
He was the first acting teacher I had that introduced me to film acting.
Awesome, man.
And another one that he was in was Bottle Rocket.
Oh, nice.
I never saw that one.
But as Wes Anderson.
Yeah, Wes Anderson's first movie.
Oh, no way!
Right.
Wilson, Owen Wilson. Third guy.
James Caan's in it.
Yeah.
Sweet, man.
Yeah. Well, it was a short film, and then they took the short film and they made a feature about it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
So you can watch both versions, I think, on the DVD.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You've got a grandfather in this. Pretty cool. Man.
Yeah. And,
so eventually, well, tell us, like, you did that for 6 years. Tell us about how you came to LA and, like, what was your first kind of initial experience?
I haven't been from California. Like, I came down here, like, a couple of times in my life, like, to Disneyland or some family I have in the area. I honestly hated LA.
Really?
Yeah. You know what? I can relate. I can relate to a point. I came to visit, like, 2005, and I I loved it, but I was just like, gosh, man, it's so dirty here, it's so crowded. But like, I was kind of fascinated with the film history.
Right.
The legends had walked along these streets.
Yeah, and it's kind of what got me through it, really.
Sure.
Knowing all these people that have been through here. So, and I was fortunate enough that a family friend allowed her to let me stay with her for a really long time. And she lived in Santa Monica.
Right.
So, I love Santa Monica. Like, I didn't know that part of LA existed before I moved there.
It's funny because like as a kid who's kind of more or less lived in the valley, I love the valley a lot.
Yeah, it's growing on me too.
Yeah. I hate driving to Santa Monica, man. It's just the worst experience getting on that freeway.
See, it's bad if you're driving there in the morning. Like when you're coming from there in the morning, there's like very little traffic.
Really?
I remember whenever I'd get these shows in Burbank and I'd be driving from Santa Monica, and I'm on like the good part of the 405, so I'm like just north of Sunset.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I've been to your old place. I remember.
You remember? Yeah. So like, I didn't have to deal with like central LA traffic on the 405. So I just had like to anyone that's not from LA listening to this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so like I was on
California. You get on the 405 and then
yeah, so like whenever I would take the 405 to the 101, I was in like this golden like section of very little traffic. So it was amazing.
You're like, you didn't live that far. Because I remember eventually we worked on a film with Lou Ferrigno. You're like, oh, dude, you got to go deliver a script. I'm like, hey, he's not that far from where I live, actually.
Yeah.
You guys could have been neighbors, probably, though.
We pretty much were. I could walk to his house if I wanted.
Just not gonna be like, hey, Lou, can I borrow a cup of milk? We're neighbors. We work on a movie. We're neighbors. We're cool, right?
Yeah.
Get on with it.
Yeah, because I remember like, it was funny. Like Dylan, like he had the script, and he's like, "Who in here knows Santa Monica well?" Like, I was like, "I live there. What's the address?" And he showed it to me, and I was like, "This guy's pretty much my neighbor."
Okay.
And so there's like, "All right, you get to take the script to his house."
Nice.
Yeah, we actually shot the opening breakup scene of my web series Critical Fumble. That's Larry's old place.
Oh, that was your place. Okay, got you, man.
All right. You kind of served as the first AD that day too.
I did, yeah.
And we brought a crafty table together. It's like,
that was a hell of a nice place too, man.
Yeah.
Nice area.
Yeah, man, I really miss that area, but
things happen.
It gives me a goal, like,
of course.
it's like to keep pursuing this, so I can eventually get back to Santa
Being Lou Ferrigno's neighbor.
Yeah, get back to being Lou.
Hey Lou, you just want to be like next door, but you're like, bye Lou.
Yeah.
You're like, oh wait.
I want to talk.
Lou, come on, can we pump iron? Can we lift weights? Because after you told me that, and you were gone for a while. Now from Burbank to Santa Monica, it's actually a long drive depending on what time of the day you go. But in my head, you were just hanging out with Lou Ferrigno all day. See, that was the vision. So let's cut to the chase now. Let's get to the point of like how did you first get on with the Asylum?
I first got on with the Asylum through my friend Alex Taylor.
Okay.
He and I met on a show called Chef Wanted with Ann Burrell on Food Network. Like when he and I met, we were like instantly like super tight, and so like we kept in touch, we kept working together, and then we started working on a Toyota commercial.
Right.
And then he was telling me about Sharknado 2 was going to be coming up, and that he may be working on
the second one.
Right. That's the real name of it. And he was like, "Hey," I was like, "I might end up PAing on it." I mean, he's like, "Do you want to get on it? I don't know if you'd be interested in that." I was like, "Hell yes, I'd be interested. I'll give you Sharknado 2."
You were like, "Fucking yes."
Yeah.
Had you seen the first one?
I hadn't seen it, but like people were talking about it on set because this was like it was still fresh in everyone's mind.
Right, yeah.
And so people on crew were making like Sharknado jokes, and then he brought up that he knew the guys that made that.
Right. I remember like we were on a set and someone made a Sharknado joke about you because you worked on it, like saying your daddy Sharknado. Like we were on How to Be a Grown Up or something.
I think that was
on True TV. Yeah, we were PAing on that. But so you kind of knew of them. Like, did you know anything about the Asylum before you worked on it?
Not really. Well, I mean, I knew what Alex told me. And so, like, he mentioned that they did the first Sharknado.
Sure.
They made Titanic 2.
Oh yeah.
Yes, people, there is a Titanic too.
It exists. Not that funny YouTube video where it's with DiCaprio.
No.
Titanic to the surface.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, I know, aside from legal actions from James Cameron, I would have watched that movie if the Asylum tried to make that.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's the Titanic 3. Titanic 3 on the surface.
Oh god.
But yeah, so I told Alex that I loved like B-movie stuff like that. Anyways, and so then he was like, "Yeah, if I get to go on it, I'll throw your name out there and see if they need anyone."
Right. Now, just for the people at home that don't know, because we haven't really talked about the Asylum.
Yes,
what is the Asylum Studios? Like, how do we best define them?
They're the modern day Roger Corman.
That's great.
But
they primarily focus on like mockbusters, schlocky films, B movies, and I say that with all the love in the world too, because I love some of them. They are guilty pleasure gold.
Yeah, and what I admire most is like they prove that these are profitable.
Yeah,
because a lot of people that try to go like the B movie route, it's like they do one movie and they're done. But these guys have been doing it for years, and they're still doing it. Yeah. And they've got a Z Nation, which is doing pretty well now here.
Yeah, I got 4 or 5 seasons now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the writers on that was actually the one who kind of helped me get onto Sharknado, Ty Lombardi.
Oh wow!
So like she worked with Alex Taylor at an animation studio.
Okay.
What was the name? Wonder Girl was the name of it. So they met each other there. She brought him on as her wardrobe assistant on another movie they were doing. And then she got him into that circle.
Oh, nice.
And then she was going to be the second AD on Sharknado 2.
Oh, how did that go?
She did good. I mean, Ty's legit, man.
Okay. Well, I just remember, because when I think of second ADs on Asylum, I think of one person.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, Tony Bardalis.
The amazing
Tony Bardalis.
Antonio Bardalis.
Also very close friend of mine.
Yeah, no, we haven't talked in a good while, but Tony's good people, man. I love Tony.
And, you know, that was one thing about Shark... Oh, yeah, before I talk about how Sharknado 2 is very different from their other ones.
Yeah.
How I got on it was they called Alex one morning, but things were getting heavy at that animation studio because he wants to be a film composer. And so, you know, film music, that's his primary thing. And he's not going to... Even for Sharknado, you know, he's going to do a music gig when it comes.
Right.
As opposed to PA, right?
Nice.
And so he was like, well, I can't PA on it, but my friend Larry's really good.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so I got this call, and he was like, Alex like texted me. It was like 6 a.m. He's like, hey, do you still want to work on Sharknado 2? And I was like, yes. And so he's like, okay, I'll let the coordinator know.
Right.
Not even 5 minutes later, she calls me.
Oh, wow.
And she's like,
Get
hey,
this sent right now.
Yeah. She's like, so we're doing a movie. She's like, I'm really sorry, it's a bad B movie. I don't know if you want to do it or not, but it's Sharknado 2. Would you be interested? And we know it's super last minute, but we had someone that was on the show but was leaving, and we forgot to replace them. And so that's why they called Alex. Alex going to do it, and they called me. And so then I told her, I was like, well, I'm going to have to call, you know, True Detective Season 2 and tell them I can't be there. Yeah, I'll help you guys out. I'll be there.
Oh, of course.
No one knew how bad Season 2 True Detective was going to be at that time.
Actually, to be fair, chronologically, Season 1 hadn't even come out.
No, True Detective? Yeah, True Detective came out around that time.
You know, I think it was starting to, because if I recall, I was working on...
Yeah, it might have been the middle of the season.
Well, because when I was doing Night of the Wild, like in the next year and a half later, we were in New Orleans shooting, and we were shooting at some of the locations they used, and they were talking about, they were just here last year, or a year or two ago, and so...
well, Night of the Wild was 2015,
That was 2015, yeah. So this one... Oh, wait, well, that would have been 2014, right? 2013?
It was March 2013 whenever Sharknado 2 was made.
Okay, well, maybe it would have been like a year and a half. Maybe, I think it was on its way coming out.
Something.
I can't, it's sidetracked anyway.
I made that joke, though.
Sure. So you showed up, and what was your experience like working on that thing? Because if memory serves me right, knowing what little I do from the behind-the-scenes stuff, they initially shot most of it in New York, and then brought pickup shots to LA, or they were always going to bring it back to LA to shoot some segments of it?
They were going to come back to LA and do like the studio stuff.
Okay, right.
But they did shoot most of it in New York. And so for like so they had a week in Hollywood, and we shot at Air Hollywood.
Okay. The airport scene. The airport.
Like the plane stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we shot there at Air Hollywood, which is an amazing studio. Like, they completely cater to airplane stuff.
Okay.
And
Just a giant airplane set. It looks good. It looks like
yeah,
a real
like a few
airplane.
airplane sets, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Like even like fake terminals and like a fake.
Just all in one like big bunker, like.
I mean, it looks like a studio from the outside.
Yeah.
But when you go inside, that's when it looks like
A giant airport.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And the movie Airplane was shot there.
Like this 1970.
The 1971 was shot
Wow.
there. Yeah.
All right.
And that plane, the actual one, was right next to the plane that we were using for Sharknado.
My God.
And it's the same actor that's in that
Exactly.
scene. In the opening scene of Sharknado 2.
Dude, that's awesome.
To make it even better, we had Robert Hayes. I think that's Robert Hayes. Like we had him.
There's a funny line. It's like, oh my God, the shark's coming for that. I've been through worse.
Yes, dude, that's awesome.
And I think I still have it on here, but he and I were at the crafty table, right? And we were and the crafty table was right next to that plane.
Okay.
And so like we were talking about it, and he's like, he's like, I'm pretty sure this is the plane we shot Airplane on. And like, on the front of it, they have painted Airplane to let anyone that comes through know that was the plane.
Oh my God. Oh.
And so I was like, hey man, would you mind taking a picture with me?
Hell yes.
And in front of it, he's like, oh yeah, of course. And man, so he and I took a picture in front of it. And I know better than to ask people for, like pictures like the celebrities. You never know how they're going to be.
Yeah, how the reaction's going to be.
Unlike me on Avengers Grim, I think I was taking a photo with every actor.
Yeah, you did. I remember that.
Yeah, I didn't know you were talking about that. I was like, hey, fuck, this might be my last one, so I didn't care.
Right.
Little did I know, 4 films later, I'm still there with them.
Hey, worked out.
Yeah. Oh, Dead 7, man, I was doing the same thing, like with all like Nick Carter, Joey Fatone, but that was like, when the fuck am I ever going to be around these guys again? You know, we were partying with them afterwards and stuff. It was too soon. We'll segue into that.
But because Robert and I hit it off so well at the crafty table, I was like, you know what? I think this
well,
is
as one does when they
okay.
hit you, Larry. You know, they hit you at the crafty table. It's like, yeah, this Larry, I like to cut of his jib.
So, but that picture is one of my most treasured items.
Awesome.
We got to print it and frame it at home.
It's still on my phone, but you know what? It's carried over through my new phones. That's how much I loved it.
Awesome, man.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll have to bring it up.
Well, so what was your overall experience working on Sharknado 2, man? Like, how would you rate that show? Like, any crazy stories, anything?
Definitely a couple of crazy stories, but because it was a union thing, like a union show,
Right.
there were a lot of professionals on that one.
Okay.
So Sharknado 2 was very different from a lot of their other films.
Right, which are kind of a little more non-union, low budget,
Yeah.
which you and I worked on 1 or 2, and we'll talk about that in a second.
The one that always stands out to me is when we had Andy Dick on set.
Oh my God.
Andy Dick. Oh.
You got to tell me about this, man.
He lives up to that last name, man.
Oh no.
He just unzipped his pants like, zip, and like.
And I'm surprised it didn't happen, honestly, as messed up as he was.
Okay.
Wow. What?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
man.
You just wait, my friend.
Okay. Well, tell us what happened.
Okay, so at one point I was helping to guide traffic because they were doing like a big press thing to promote Sharknado 2. And so like various reporters were coming, and I was kind of having to guide traffic and tell them where to park. And so this woman from Inside Edition is at the front of the gate, and she's asking where to park. And this blue car pulls up right behind her, and they just like immediately start blaring the horn. And then I'm feeling pressured to get her parked.
Okay.
And so I'm like, hey, you can just park right over there. And then this blue car comes up, the window goes down on the driver's side, and Andy Dick sticks his head out, and he goes, "Who was that?" And then I was like, that's a reporter. She's probably going to interview you in a little bit.
Already know.
What was his reaction when you were
And then he didn't answer me. He just like put his head back in and then rolled up the window, and he looked very hungover.
Oh boy.
And
didn't he like give you like a scoff like, ugh?
it was something like he barely gave me that. I wasn't worth the time.
What? He didn't realize he was talking to the Larry.
But I was still establishing myself in LA at that time.
Fair enough.
You were doing your career.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you got a couple words with him nowadays.
Yeah.
Hey, listen here, dick.
Well, he's not allowed on sets anymore because of me. So.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I don't have that power yet. So yeah, like he parks his car and he's got an entourage consisting of trust me. Yeah.
All right, tell us.
It's going to be exactly the kind of entourage you expect. So
who is it?
it was his ex-wife and his boyfriend and his personal assistant.
Well, because those are the factors you need when you work on a movie set like Sharknado 2.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough.
And yeah, so like they're on set, and it's just a very weird thing to see, And yeah, and so like he showed up for this was probably like around like 11 a.m. and we were going to shoot his stuff somewhere around like 2 or 3. And during that time, he began drinking an entire bottle of vodka.
Oh my god!
So by the time it came time to do his scenes, he's completely gone.
I'm assuming you brought the vodka.
He brought it. Oh, yeah, he brought it.
You think Larry just keeps it in his back pocket? Here's your vodka, Mr. Dick.
Wow. Yeah.
Actually, Larry, what did you just give him?
He said it was water.
Wow, man.
Yeah. So yeah, he's drinking a bottle of vodka, and then it gets to the time to shoot him, and he can't remember any of his lines.
Oh my god!
Because you initially told me he had kind of a lengthy scene, like at least a 4-minute cameo,
something like that. Yeah. Because like he plays like this
cop.
Yeah, this cop. So after like the whole the
movie's already a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, the ideas of sharks falling from the sky.
Yeah. No, Andy Dick is a cop is what sold me.
Oh,
they made a joke. I accept sharks from the sky before I accept Andy Dick is a cop.
Yeah. So spoiler alert. The plane gets trashed by sharks, and Ian Ziering survives. And
For those of you who don't know, Ian Ziering from Beverly Hills 90210? Yes. He's the star of the wonderful film series, Nerd Sharknado. Yes.
Fantastic.
Him and Tara Reid.
And Tara Reid, yes.
Another Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Hey, she was an American Pie.
And The Big Lebowski.
Oh, she was.
Yeah.
I'm just going to find a cash machine.
And Ian Ziering, very, very nice guy.
He is. I actually met him a few times. He's really nice.
To be fair, Tara Reid's pretty talented.
Yeah.
She's
She's a character.
Uh-oh.
I've heard stories. That's all. I didn't work with her.
I didn't really have a whole lot of interaction with her on the movie.
Okay.
So I don't have any Tara Reid stories.
Right.
I heard she's nice though.
Yeah. And Ian, extremely professional. Like if I could direct him today, I would. I'd
Great.
Any movie I do.
Cool.
And that's why I've always stayed on, I guess, for so long.
Yeah, and that's why they keep asking him back.
Yeah.
So.
I don't like his schedule is that busy. Sorry, I love you, dude. I just say, like, I check his IMDb periodically, and I'm just like,
Every day.
No, twice a week, that's all.
I have all this trivia memorized.
Well, no, just the Melrose, just till they have to Melrose Place, and I stop.
Got it.
So
Andy Dick is completely gone. And so his personal assistant and I, we rushed to the crafting table because we're trying to sober him up.
Oh.
So we're trying to get his sandwiches made, to get some food in him. We're trying to get water to him. And then I was like, there's no way we're gonna get him sobered up in 10 minutes after a bottle of vodka,
Wow.
And he probably hadn't eaten anything that day either.
Yeah.
Well, well, you told me that, and then I went back and I watched his scene, and he's just like, all right, buddy, sharks in the sky, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, literally, like, you told me it was supposed to be like a lengthy scene, but like, he was like, what? He just was drunk. He was just slurring all his words and stuff.
So he seemed trashed in the actual scene?
Well,
That's
what they
probably
edited.
probably
Well, you were there when they shot it, so you saw what he was saying, versus when I saw the final product. The final product, he's only in there like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Did he seem inebriated or anything? Or?
He seemed like they kept cutting away to his face. That's how he seemed.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and what ended up happening was we had to do a Marlon Brando thing with him.
Oh,
like from Apocalypse Now, right?
Yeah.
It was Ian's idea of what to do. Like he's like, okay, so we're gonna have to get some cue cards. We'll put all of his lines on them, and then he held them up, and Ian would say his lines, and then Andy would read his off the cards.
Oh.
And then Ian handed them to me, and then I would have to shuffle all the cards back into the right order. Like, see, that's how small his cameo was, even though it was kind of lengthy.
Yeah.
Like without, like just from looking at the were briefly looking at the script, I knew all of his lines. I knew which way to put all the cards.
Yeah.
It was only like 5 cards.
So I had 5 lines. Okay.
Yeah, so like 5 lines, more or less.
I'm Andy Dick and I'm a cop.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. And he couldn't even get through that. And so,
Oh man.
so yeah, he was reading the words, but you knew it was slosh.
Oh,
So like most of it was unusable.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so like that was the only way we could get through that scene.
Jesus, man.
And they actually went through a lot of trouble to get him on there.
Yeah, yeah.
And like it became such an issue that like the producers wanted to just like cut his whole thing, period. Before he even got to set, before any of this even happened.
Oh wow. What
And-
in particular reason? Just like
Well,
reputation?
nothing that I know. We've gone too far down with the totem pole, but I believe it was like contract issues.
Oh.
For like a one day,
For like a one day
couple
thing.
hour cameo.
Right.
Jeez.
So it was something that was going on with the top brass, and I knew they didn't want him there. But the director or someone wanted him there. Someone powerful enough wanted him there, so the thing happened.
Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, so all this trouble, and we had celebrities coming in and out all day for these cameos, right?
Mm.
And but yeah, man, he was the
He was the one that was actually kind of pretty unprofessional.
that was pretty bad, yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
So after that, yeah, because you told me a few of those stories, and I had asked from some other people. That was an interesting story to work on, but the next film you worked on with them, this is the film that I came on with, because just
Right.
prior to this, you and I were on a game show called Hair Jacked.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a fun project to work on.
sounds really
Well, Hair Jack was actually one of the best shows I've ever worked on.
Really?
Yeah, like someone actually asked me a while back, they're like, what was the best show you've worked on?
Hmm.
And, we didn't have anything like, Johnny Depp driving a car off a cliff and jumping into an airplane or anything.
No.
But the thing was like the camaraderie. Like everyone was so close, and I still keep in touch with a lot of
The
those
crew?
people. The crew, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a fun show to work on.
Right.
It was a weird show in hindsight.
Yeah, because it was basically Cash Cab,
Okay.
but in a hair salon.
All right. What's the premise of it? Like,
So like unsuspecting people go into this hair salon.
okay.
Because they're going to an audition or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. Yeah, and then the host jumps out from the curtains, and then cameras come out.
You're on a game show! Brr, brr, brr.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Is it that horn too? Like,
No, it's something
Okay.
similar. But
All
I
right.
know, but I actually have a friend on the show I'm working on now, and he uses that horn at the end of rap every day on the walkies. And,
I had another gaffer on another show that did that too.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing, and every time it happens on a set, everyone it's an
Everyone.
instant morale. I
It's
think.
like,
right there.
yeah!
It gives you that second win to make the drive home.
Oh my God.
That horn.
Well, yeah, after like a 14, 15, 16 hour day, you're just like, I want to go home.
Right. It's when some goofball blares the
Yeah.
thing,
So yeah, we worked on that show, and then I think I'd met you, and we were chatting about stuff we had done. I said, "Oh yeah, I did this thing with like a Willem Dafoe, a couple short films for Trigger Street Productions," and then you said, "Oh, I was on Sharknado too." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" I was so fascinated when you told me that, because I was like instantly like, all the famous people have worked on some B movie before they got famous, and I was just like, "Dude, if you ever get on, I want to get on one of those." I always want to look back on it, like even if my career just goes nowhere. I just want to work on one of those films. Look back on it, just to say, like, yeah, man, I worked on one of those. Sure. Well, I might be working on them soon. I'll give you a call. And then we finished that. That was a quick one. That was a fun show.
I think we did it in like 16 days.
Yeah, I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just under 3 weeks. So yeah, those 16 days. Yeah, that's all right. And I came on as a day player, and then they liked me so much that I stayed on for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then a couple weeks later, I worked on something else, and then you called me.
Right.
Yeah. You
Uh,
want to go with this? Well, I just remember I got a phone call, but like, I'll let you tell your version
Oh,
of the
this is
story.
about.
So so in Sharknado 2, I was a regular PA, right?
Okay.
But like I had outshined those other PAs so much that I was made the key PA of the next thing that the producer did, Dylan Box,
Okay.
who I've worked with several times. I really do owe a lot of my work and career to that guy.
Okay.
So he brought me on as his key on it.
For those of you who don't know, a key PA, you're the head of the PAs.
Yeah, I'm in charge of the PAs.
You're the head of your department. You really are.
Head of my department, and or punching bag number 1, as I like to call it sometimes.
Well, it does turn into that.
Yeah. And so I was key PA on a movie called Santa Claus.
CLAWS.
Correct. And it wasn't a horror movie.
No, and I thought it was when you told me. I was like,
Right.
oh, gold.
Right. And but it's about these kittens that help Santa save Christmas.
You're missing one important detail. These are talking kittens.
Oh yes, talking kittens that help Santa Claus
Save
Christmas.
Christmas.
But here's the thing, though, guys: Santa's allergic to cats
And peanuts.
and peanuts.
Why peanuts?
Because someone makes peanut butter cookies.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
These are real plot points. We didn't
Yes,
write
these are real plot points in this movie.
And it's funny because we're shooting a Christmas movie in July,
Yeah.
June, July,
Which actually, a lot of Christmas movies get filmed in the summer.
in Burbank.
Right, because they want them ready by Christmas time.
Okay.
Out on TV and stuff.
No, I get it, but it's like, normally they'll go to like a mountain retreat town where it's kind of snowy or cold looking.
But we were like Van Nuys.
No, we were in Burbank.
I thought we were. I have to look at the old call sheet.
Wait. No, we were in Van Nuys for some of it, but then we were in Burbank when we were shooting all this, the studio stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. At the Asylum Studios.
And, oh god, yeah.
Yeah. They're moving up, man. They're not over there anymore.
I know, they're in Van Nuys, right? Officially?
They're in Glendale now.
Glendale, that's right. Cool. Yeah, no, they used to be right by the Collider crew.
Really?
Yeah. Like their studio's actually really close to each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, nice.
I know. It's funny because I hear the Collider crews kind of talk shit about Asylum sometimes.
Oh, really?
I was like, why go knock on the door and say it to their face, assholes?
Right? Come on.
But
Yeah.
So I worked on that film with you. Now I had a fun time with that movie.
Well,
The only time I had a relatively bad moment, I had just got there. I had breakfast with you guys. I set up the tables and the tents. I'm walking with you. You're having me get my walkie. I got to hear someone screaming, but I don't have my walkie. I'm still like getting it on. You're telling me kind of everything. Then I hear this guy like blast through the door. He's like, "Hey, I'm asking. Hey, you." I was like, "Me? Yes." He goes, "Look, you're PA, right?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, my biggest pet peeve is when I'm calling for a PA and no one answers. This is the first AD. Do you remember that? Eli, I think was his name.
Oh yeah.
Eli.
The worst first AD I ever worked with. Even still.
Here's the thing. That was just my first day on the job, and I was like, whoa, hey man, it's sorry. I just he's like, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm right here. Just don't make an excuse, just jump into it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, but already getting chewed out. I was like, I didn't even do anything, It's like,
what was he expecting you to be doing?
well, I guess it was my first day, so
Yeah.
I was still getting set up, because I didn't know anybody. I was waiting for Larry. Larry, you had to drive a truck on, I believe.
Yeah.
Because you were the key, and I didn't know who to report to,
Mm.
So so eventually I got to you. You hooked me up the call sheet, hooked me up the walkie. I guess they were just boom starting because we got the tables and chairs and tents set up for breakfast. We all had breakfast, then we had the morning meeting, then we jumped right into it. And I guess he was needing something as soon as they got done with the morning meeting, but you were helping me get set up. It was a miscommunication, It's like that was my first incident. But after that, he and I were cool. It's like just that one incident I kind of got mad about, but it was like. You know how it is, you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's kind of not your fault, but and you get yelled at in front of everybody. It's a real embarrassing moment, but you just you roll with the punches and you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
just, and try to shake it off.
For the environment.
Well, there was already a little stress on that show.
Oh, really?
To begin with. In fact, you talk about Dylan, I remember my very first experience meeting him. So I'm walking in the house, during breakfast, we're still waiting for everybody to come in, and I hear this guy singing. Living in the shadow of someone else's dream. And then I'm like, where's this fucking coming from? And I'm coming around the corner and I see this motherfucker laying on the couch. And, it's long-haired, kind of Patrick Swayze looking motherfucker. And I'm just like, we're making a movie here. I don't know this guy. I know he's the line producer. I'm like, hey man. He's just like, what's up? You're Dylan when he first he's like, hey, how you doing?
What was that in?
Dylan? Oh yeah. He was the line producers, our boss. He's a good guy. But it's funny you talk about it. That was my first intro meeting him. So I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
He's
a character.
He's one of the most unorthodox line producers I've ever met.
Yeah.
Most of them are in the office. Mm-hmm. You just see them casually on set.
They're on their computer. Maybe they come on set once in a while. Maybe.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But how did you actually first meet him? What was your first memory meeting him?
First memory of meeting him.
Because that was mine. I always think that's the funniest time meeting him.
You know what? Okay, so that would take us back to Sharknado 2, which I'm kind of glad. Yeah. So my first thing was So I come into the PO, like the production office.
Yeah.
And he's going on this tirade because Jared Fogle from Subway is making a cameo.
Oh, so he's pissed about that.
Well, I see. Like this was a few years before the whole
The
thing.
scandal.
Oh, so it was before.
This was before.
Way
yeah.
before. This was 2013.
2013.
So what was his problem?
So Jared was like the only major diva out of all of these celebrities. I mean, I know Andy Dick, showed up as an asshole, but he was under the influence and and stuff.
Understandable.
But yeah, and so like to make sure that talent is like on their way, or like to make sure that everything's set up for them to arrive, make sure they're on their way and all that. Like their phone numbers, or at least a contact person or something, but normally the phone number of them gets to someone. And his people didn't want there to be any way of contacting him. So we couldn't get an ETA to make sure that he was coming to set or anything.
How professional is that? Like how are you supposed to
Right.
He did shoot commercials, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so this ain't his first rodeo.
No. And so like Dylan's went on this, like this tirade, like 'cause he got into it with Jared's people.
Okay.
And was telling them, he was like, yeah, he was like, I've shot with Nicole Kidman and her people had no problem making sure I could get in touch with her. So I don't know who he thinks he is, and we can't have his contact to keep track of him.
Right.
And so
at the very least, couldn't they, even if you have to go through certain people, couldn't they just contact his people to get an ETA from him?
No.
Or a personal assistant, somebody? Like, I just talk to them?
As far as I know, that couldn't happen.
So
Dylan's just going on the tirade of how special he thinks he is, that he's above all these other people. Like they tell him, hey, we got all these other true celebrities coming here.
Like yours is a joke.
Yeah. Right. In fact, his scene was with Joss Whedon.
What?
Joss Whedon?
Sorry, no, not Joss Whedon. Will Whedon.
Will Whedon.
So sorry.
On the plane?
Wesley Crusher.
Wait, so I thought Will was in the plane.
Him and Jared have a scene together, I think.
In the sewers?
No, it's like they go to a subway together and it gets destroyed.
I gotta rewatch it because I don't remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, and so Will Wheaton shows up, extremely nice. Everything you would want.
I've heard from other people Will's a really nice guy.
Yeah, right.
You talk to him on the street, he'll just be like, hey man, what's up?
He looks like a famous guy.
Yeah.
And so it's like he's doing this scene with Will, and he's like, Will, even at that point, Will's way, bigger than stupid Jared.
Yeah, it's Kid from Stand By.
Yeah.
What's the Crusher?
Exactly.
That's all you have to say, Wesley Crusher.
Yeah.
I know him as the Kid from Stand By.
And so, this thing's going on with Jared. It's like my first impression from Dylan is Dylan going on his roast of Jared from Subway. It's been so long now, I can't remember everything he said, but I remember instantly laughing and being like, man, I'm gonna working for this guy. And so then Jared eventually shows up, and during our production meeting before he got there, they're like, okay guys, so when Jared gets here, no one can talk to him, and no one can make eye contact.
Wait, were these demands made by Jared himself?
I'm assuming they're from him, they're given from his people.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah. And they gave us at the beginning of the day. We were having all these celebs come throughout the day, Kelly Osbourne, Will Wheaton, and there were some others I can't think of right now. But yeah, he was the only one that they told us not to make eye contact with.
Wow, who's he, Daniel Day-Lewis?
Apparently, yeah.
And then he's gonna pull Christian Bale. It's I'm gonna trash your fucking lights.
And so they give us this huge speech of how we're not supposed to make eye contact with him or talk to him or anything like that.
Can you imagine if it's a South Park joke where it's he comes and says, "Hi guys, why is no one talking to me? Am I dead? Can you not see me?"
Oh my god.
And so he eventually shows up, right?
Okay.
And so it's two black SUVs, giant. Well, not even eight. They're more like Suburbans, man. So two black GMCs, guards with suits and stuff, they're Mexican. So it looks like he's a cartel guy or something. So these two cars show up, and these two giant Denali's or Suburbans or whatever. And he gets out, and I see him, and my first thought is, man, he needs to go back to eating just those sandwiches again. Because dude had packed some pounds on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And I think around that time, you didn't really see him in the commercials a whole lot anymore.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's why, because he started like gaining his weight back. And that was like my first thought when I saw him. Yeah.
Wow. So all those people were there literally just like for his protection, like.
I guess.
It's ridiculous.
Do you think that now, if you were watching the film, now knowing what's going on with him, it's kind of a bad taste?
What do you mean? Like,
well, everything that happens in jail now.
Right.
He's had sex with a minor.
I don't know if it was sex or did he call it pornography?
No, I think it was like he full on. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, like she was like, it was an underage girl, and then she was like, he was like, let's fuck or something. Like, they were texting and like she sent him photos.
Oh my goodness.
And then once they got like to his computer, they found that he had all that.
Yeah, and I think it was like, she was like 15.
She was young. That's all.
Yeah, dude. It was like, oh, you sick fuck, man. Yeah. But hey, now you get to work with him on the set, so now you got that story down.
Wow.
And I can talk as much trash about him as I want now.
I don't think he's gonna. It's people. You can't do that.
I don't think he has people anymore.
He's got people on the inside.
He did.
Well, let's hope so. Right. Being his record.
So that was going back into Cargado 2. Let's go back to Santa Claus.
Okay. Yeah.
So I showed up. I had a pretty good time on that set.
Yeah.
But Larry, you had been in the trenches a little longer on that show than I did. I only worked on that show a couple days, like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, we were probably on like day 9 or whatever.
Yeah, because on the Asylums, the features, they shoot really quick. Like between, 12 days? 9 to 12 days or something like that?
I think it was like 14, 15 days shoot.
Which,
like, for me, it's a little different because I also did like I do prep and then like returns afterwards.
Right.
So I'm on it like a little bit longer than like the actual production.
Yeah, like the Marines, man. You're the first one there and the last one to leave.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can you kind of explain what prep and returns are?
Well, like prep would. And this is actually kind of boring, but.
Yeah,
sure. Okay. Prep is like when you go pick up like the cameras or like this is super low budget, so like. My prep is very different from prep on like a big show.
Okay.
So I'm like picking up the cameras because they don't want to pay a camera person or a transportation person to pick it up.
Mm.
So I'm picking up the cameras, I'm picking up lights, I'm picking up like our crafting, like the snacks we're gonna have. The 99-cent specials that we had on.
That's the thing with some Asylum films. They're.
I'm not kidding. It really was.
They went to the 99-cent store.
Hey,
they gave you what? They gave him like $100, $150.
Yeah, like Marissa, one of the PAs, was one of the ones that normally went on that run.
Right.
Did that stuff. But yeah, like they just go down the 99-cent store shelves and just start.
I think get a truckload.
They just start shoveling random snacks into there.
Wow.
So,
now, to be fair, some of it was good.
Yeah, that seaweed that everyone loved.
Oh yeah, the dried seaweed. That's a good snack on set. But I've been on like professional, like bigger budget sets.
They have those, yeah. It's just that these were like the out of date ones, but they're like jerky, so like it holds up.
Like healthy jerky. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I remember there was some good like weird like salsa chips or something that I remember.
Oh yeah, I do remember those.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was like 90% MSG, but they were good.
And the production band that was up.
Yeah, the Green Dragon or Green
Monster. We called it the Green Monster. Green
Monster,
or the Green Dragon. It's this old green van.
It's a zombie in the vehicle. Like it's like, how's this thing even going? It's still running, by the way. I drove it for when I did second unit of Sharknado 5.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Oh God,
no. Just when I think I'm out, they bring me back
in. No, this is like literally an old van. I'm gonna keep using the 80s because in my head, like that's how long I've been keeping the shit. It's like an old 80s van. It's the 90s or something, I don't know. But
it's like 98, but man, that poor lady, she's been through hell.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like, it's like, didn't we kill the battery once? Because, like when you turn the key, pull the key out of the ignition. Right. Apparently you have to stop it. It goes a little further.
Right.
And you have to stop it at this like black marker line.
Yeah. Well, it was a white marker, but you drove it at night. I remember when that happened.
Well, no one told me about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you didn't see the white line.
Well, I didn't know what the white line even indicated. Like, someone should have... Anyway. If you don't pull it out, the battery is still going. And so, we parked it at the location, and we had it parked there for a good couple days.
Yeah.
And then when it came time, there was going to be a second unit, and then, I was like, all right, well, guy's not starting. So we had to get someone's car and jump it real quick.
Oh, yeah.
And we were pressed for time. Like, they were getting ready to wrap. We didn't want to tell them we were going to get in trouble.
Right.
And then suddenly at the miracle hour, it's like, hey, the van ready? Yeah, it's ready.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh God, man, that man, yeah, and like.
No, that's a really true story too.
Yeah, I can't believe that van has survived everything. Like, it's gonna be the apocalypse. Every vehicle is gonna be dead, but that van.
But that fucking van.
Green Dragon lives.
Yeah. It's a good thing I know, like, you know, like a lot about cars and stuff, because like they gave it to us, and I was like, this thing probably hasn't been serviced in God knows how long. And so I popped the hood, and like the radiator was empty, and there was no oil in it.
Oh my God.
So we're like it probably would have died on that show if I wouldn't have been like, we need to get
some oil.
We need to get coolant oil.
Yeah.
All right. Oh gosh, man. It's like, does nobody like? Do they not take it in for maintenance?
Well, see, after I brought that up, they started doing maintenance on it.
Okay. It took you to do that.
It took me to do that.
They haven't done maintenance on this in 20 years.
Yeah, and so like, you know, because I did like 4 more movies with them right after that, and like with that van.
And we still no. It's like kind of smell. It's got a weird smell when you're driving. It smells like the exhaust or something like that.
Yeah.
So you drive with the windows down because the AC doesn't work anyway.
And there isn't a window period on the driver's side.
No, there's no window.
Someone broke into it at some point.
So it's just like a blacked out, or
It's
cardboard.
just no window. There's just no glass. It's just free to the elements.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wow.
Like we put like a garbage bag around it when we wrap for it's gonna be there for a day just in case it rains.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And for anyone that listens to this, if you want to see what this van looks like,
Well, to be fair, no one wants to steal this van.
no one wants to steal it. But this van is featured prominently in the movie Hansel versus Gretel.
And Avengers Grimm.
Avengers Grimm as well. Yeah,
It's got a small scene in it. Yeah.
Both these movies are on Netflix. I highly recommend you go watch them.
Yeah.
At least to see this van, long enough to watch the van.
Awesome.
Although Avengers Grimm, I think, is probably the best movie that I've worked on for them.
Like quality of movie?
Yeah, quality movie.
I'd go Avengers Grimm, but I'd put Dead 7 above that.
You know, I still haven't seen Dead 7.
Dead 7 is pretty. It's actually like I just watched it and I was like, this is a good movie, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually legit it was a fun B movie, man. And
Okay.
Joey Fatone is actually a pretty good actor too.
I saw the trailer, and he did look like he was pretty good in it.
He's really good. Like he's comic relief, but he's actually got a little serious moment. Like, and the supporting cast, you can tell like they're musicians, they're boy band members, but they do a good job. Like, you know, it's kind of fun. You're like watching all these '90s boy bands together, and then Deborah Wilson's the villain in that, and she is kind of gnarly in that role, man. Like, she was fun as hell working with.
You got some pretty good stories about it.
Yeah, we'll get to that point. So we did Santa Claus. Do you want to say anything about working with anybody on that movie? You can keep it political, and you don't have to.
We'll save that for a future interview.
That's fair.
All right.
All right.
To be continued on Sam.
Fair enough. So the next one we did together, I only worked with you for literally like an hour on that show. We did Hansel versus Gretel. You mainly did Hansel versus Gretel. I came in on the very last day to do returns for
That's
you.
right. You got to cover me. Yeah, because I had to pick up. It wasn't. No, which one? Yeah, I can't remember at this point why I couldn't be there for that last day. But yeah, you came in to do that for me.
Nice. Yeah, I remember that. Well, all I did was return, so I have no real experience working on the movie except for walking around the set of the last day, which is in the graveyard, which is a pet cemetery. Mm-hmm. But it looked really cool how you all decorated. I was like, man, that's kind of cool. I wish I'd been on this set. But then you were like looking at me like, no.
Yeah.
Well, not because no, but it was just a hard set to work on, wasn't it?
It was, man. Yeah, it was just that was a brutal movie to work on. It was just like all the moving parts really on that one.
And you know, for a lot of these movies that you work on, you're in them. You're in the movie.
Yeah, I am in the movie in a lot of these.
Santa Claus, you...
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that on Santa Claus.
So you're in the movie, but people won't see your face.
Right. So I was Santa's stunt double in Santa Claus. Because there were it was like a lot of slapstick stuff was written for Santa to do.
Falls on a chair, falls off a roof.
Right.
Like, ah!
Yeah.
And the actor who did it, he's very funny, screaming and stuff.
Yeah, like all of his reactions are great. But, I mean, when you think about it, the guy playing Santa has to be, like a bit overweight and,
elderly.
Yeah. And so you're asking someone in bad shape to do these stunts. So they didn't want to get a stunt person. And so they put me in a fat suit and I dressed as Santa. And so I had to do this scene where I fall out of the chair because I eat the peanut butter cookies and Santa's allergic to them.
Okay.
And so like I bite into the cookie, and I'm supposed to like be falling out of the chair and like stab myself in the leg with an EpiPen.
Oh my god.
So like I fall out of the chair and do that, and then when they do like a cut to John, like he's on the ground, you know, like he's
Santa Claus.
Yeah, John is playing the Santa Claus. Great guy. I got a great picture of him drinking a Coke.
I
I had to take it. I had to take a Coke. Yeah, I had to take a picture
That's
of
awesome.
Santa drinking Coke.
Because that's the commercial we all see in our heads.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so then like believe in the scene for John, like they have like the kittens like come up to his face. So you got this guy, Santa's allergic to peanuts, and then he's got cats coming like right up to his face. Like I believe that happens in the movie. I haven't seen it in like 2 years, but yeah, that. Oh man,
I mean, you just on occasion revisit around the holidays. Oh, this movie warms my You're like, fuck this movie.
Oh man.
Well, then you had to like this because there's a scene where like he initially finds the kittens and he falls off the roof.
Right.
Which we were all wondering, how are we going to shoot this?
Right.
And they kind of threw you off a roof. No, they didn't throw you off a roof, but like
they built a fake roof at the asylum.
Okay.
And so like I had to like be on my knees and then like face plant a couple of times.
Okay.
I remember that. I remember like there's a couple times like we had to fall and a couple of us had to be there to catch you, and I was one of the guys that caught you.
Right.
I got you, Larry.
Yeah, like for me like falling. Yeah, for when Santa falls off the roof.
Yeah.
Like I had to like roll off this fake roof.
Oh, so you actually had to roll off of a roof.
Well, it was a set roof. Like it's about like
it's very low.
It's like ground floor.
Yeah, like 2 feet in the air.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, but
because there's a scene with like reindeers. They actually brought a real reindeer on.
yeah, which oh my.
Oh wow.
They always
The reindeer's talking about it too.
Okay.
They went through like this like company that like rents out animals for movies and stuff, you know, like so like horses and stuff like that. And they happened to have a reindeer, and they brought a reindeer that was like way too young, and they only brought one reindeer, so one reindeer had to be all 8 reindeers. So they had to film it in different angles, or just like use like the same stock reindeer to play all 8.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And as soon as they brought it into the set, it immediately peed on the ground. Did you have to clean it up, Nick?
I was working that day. I just heard about it.
Okay, it might have been Alex. They got me in with these guys. He might have been.
I was his replacement for those few days because he was like, I need a break.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what, it was something like that.
Yeah. Well, okay, there's one more anecdote about the movie, too. So, working with animals can be a little tricky. They say, hey, don't look at the animals, don't mess with the animals. But we were working with kittens, not cats. Cats that are fully grown and trained. These were baby kittens.
Yeah.
Because, you got to have a baby kitten to look like a kitten.
Yeah.
So, they were kind of trained, but they're very skittish and scared. So, it's like, they were like giving us a speech. When cats are on scene, nobody makes a noise, nobody does anything distracting. Don't even look at the kittens, just be quiet, no one can make a noise. And I was like very strict.
Damn.
Oh yeah, dude, I was like totally like, it was like my first time with the guys, and I was kind of getting on with them, so I was like, oh shit, kids are on scene. Okay, just be quiet. Like I just remember being so nervous when the kittens on stage. I just, dude, I don't know, he was like day 9, so you didn't give a shit, I'm sure.
Well, here's the crazy thing. Those kittens were on point, man.
Yeah.
They hit their mark 100% of the time, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to the cat wranglers. I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. No one here thought that we were going to get anything from these cats. But we've all been blown away because they've done it every time.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
And she's like, wow, I take that as a great compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah.
And I asked her, I was like, how? And it's kind of crazy what they do to find kittens that will react to it, right? So they have a partnership with the name of the company is Pause for Effect, by the way.
I like that.
Pause for Effect.
All right.
And I guess they're a pretty big thing because in Louisiana they had a branch.
Okay.
No, we transported them.
You transported them. Ah, okay. So, yeah.
We actually worked with 2 different dog companies. That brought different dogs.
Okay.
Yeah. The majority of them came from Boston. They did a good job in the movie too.
Yeah. And so what she told me they do is they have a partnership with animal shelters. And so what they did was they'll get a litter of kittens and try to find litters where they kind of match.
Okay.
So they'll have a double. So with babies, they'll get twins, right?
Yeah.
In case one baby isn't cooperating, it's a twin, right? Well, it's a similar thing with kittens and just cats in general. And so they get a group of kittens, and they have this training thing, and it's kind of like a tryout.
Okay.
And so they'll find out which kittens will respond to like their little clickers and to like their little treats and stuff.
Who's reactive?
Right.
Gotcha.
And so like the really smart cats, you know, like the kittens, like they react because they know if they go to that mark, they're gonna get a treat.
Okay.
And so yeah, so like once they find these kittens, you know, like they keep them.
Okay.
And the others, you know, they go back to the shelter and hopefully, you know, they find homes and all that.
Awesome. All right.
And you know, the cool thing too is like a lot of those kittens on set got adopted by crew members.
Oh, very cool, man.
Yeah, and there was a couple of older cats too that got adopted by crew members.
Oh, that's great, man.
So you know, for all the hell that went through on that show, like that was definitely I think the best thing to come out of it.
Totally, dude.
Tell
The
me.
cats, yeah.
These
I
cats
would've
being
known.
adopted, yeah.
And I would have adopted a cat, but I wasn't there the last day. So
Yeah. So that was a very cool thing that happened.
Hell yes.
So
yeah. So we did that, and we came into you came into Hansel versus Gretel, and that was another thing. You had a cool scene in that too, because you kind of just get blown away. You're like a zombie or something.
yeah, like I become like this, yeah.
Well,
I'm trying to remember what happened.
you're possessed by the witches.
Right, I'm possessed by the witches, so I'm like a
You kind of know where you're
I'm
like it blows you with a shotgun.
yeah. It's like the main guy. Like shoots me with a
Shoots you in the
shotgun.
back too.
Yeah.
John
right.
Wayne
It
style.
was a pretty brutal death that I had in that one.
Like, dude, you're acting real. You need to put that in there. That's a good.
Hell yeah.
That's a good. It's a great scene.
I got a fan base from the crew after that death scene.
Awesome, yes.
But because like some of those guys had worked with me like on the Santa Claus one, so they saw me as Santa, and then they saw me in this death scene thing,
Oh,
and they're like, oh man, yeah, we need to put him in this. Like the movie's more now.
hell yeah.
Right.
So yeah, so I had some more cameos after that.
Good shit, man.
Yeah. Because the one after that, this is the one I came on full with you. But
Yeah.
you're the key, and I was like underneath you. Well, I mean, all the other kids were underneath you, but like, I was directly working with you. It was Avengers Grimm.
Oh.
That was a fun movie, man. Like, out of all the Asylum movies, it's probably like the most fun I've had personally on a set. Yeah, I enjoyed that one very thoroughly. Do you have any? What's your take on that movie?
Well, I mean, we already briefly talked about it because Lou Ferrigno was in that one.
Lou
So
Ferrigno,
that,
Casper Van Dien, a
Casper
couple of the
Van
girls from Team Unicorn.
Team Unicorn?
Yes.
What is this?
I'm not too. They're like they have like a YouTube thing.
Sketch group, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my brain's so fried right now. Like maybe Nick, you remember more about what they were?
I think they're like a nerd sketch group.
All girls?
Oh, no, cosplay.
Okay.
And they do
girls too,
cosplays.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All sweet girls. No, they're great.
Yeah.
Nice. Team Unicorn.
Team Unicorn. They're pretty cool. Check them out. Yeah, we worked on that for a good 2 weeks. A lot of fun. Got to hang out with Lou for 5 days. Casper's a pretty quirky, weird guy. I like him.
Yeah. Casper's a character for sure.
Yeah. I like him. He's a cool guy. Had some interesting stories to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. He actually told me an interesting story that I always wanted to know.
Uh-huh.
So apparently, the movie Rules of Attraction is in a book. It's based on a book, and that book is technically a sequel to American Psycho.
Oh.
Yeah, the one movie with with Christian Bale, it's Patrick Bateman, and James Van Der Beek's character is Sean Bateman, who is the brother of Patrick. So there was actually in the book, there's a scene where they meet and talk, and they don't like each other. They're brothers and they hate each other.
Yeah.
They initially reached out to Christian Bale to film a cameo for Rules of Attraction, and he said no. So
Surprise.
they eventually got Casper Van Dien to play him in this like quick cameo scene.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, the director maybe didn't like the scenes or whatever, but he deleted them
Oh.
from the movie, and he's never put them on DVDs, never put them anywhere, so they've never been seen by the general public.
Can't find them on YouTube right now.
I've tried, man. I've looked everywhere to find those
Wow.
scenes. So finally, I asked him one day on set, like, "Hey, man, did you really truly play Patrick Bateman in Rules of Attraction?" He goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Can you tell me the scene?" And he told me, he's like, "Yeah." So yeah, I'll give you the reveal of what he told me. He said, "Yeah, it's a scene where Sean calls me and I'm talking to him, and I'm naked with a decapitated woman's head covering my crotch, and then I start dancing around after I hang up the phone."
Wow.
And if you watch American Psycho, you're like, all right, I buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but it's like, it's weird. That would have made sense if it was Christian Bale. But I guess if you'd had Casper Van Dien, you're like, this scene makes no sense. Because if you watch the movie, that is kind of out of context. It's like, what's going on? Yeah, so it really doesn't fit the tone of the rest of the movie. So I see why they cut it, but for the fans, it would have been like, it would have been cool if it was Christian Bale because he played him, but like I guess it's Casper Van Dien. You're like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a cool thing I walked away from the movie. I got that little piece of trivia.
Awesome.
Nice.
You had a nice cameo in Avengers Grim too. You had a
What was I in that one?
you were a thrall.
Thrall.
Oh yeah, what was that?
It's like they were kind of zombies.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what Jeremy said they were. Jeremy Inman was the director of Avengers Grim.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit of the plot? Like, what's the premise of this movie?
I think in a nutshell, it's the Grimm fairy tales.
Okay.
And so you got the Disney princesses with Avengers style powers, and they're like joined up as a team.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and
I'll do you one better. It's actually they come to our world from the fairy tale world,
right.
Okay.
because Rumpelstiltskin
Okay.
is slowly taking over by turning people into these zombie possessed thrall people. They're called thralls, but they're like these weird zombie demon possessed people.
Yeah.
But they're still people, so they can't kill them. We could kill them, but
Okay.
yeah,
but you're
ready to get killed.
but you actually got a nice little thing because you're a dude who just gets possessed. Like you get arrested by this cop, a corrupt cop working for Rumpelstiltskin. You're like, it's just a parking ticket, man.
Yeah.
And they throw you in a limo with Casper Van Dien, though. If you watch the movie, it looks like Caps is right in front of you. He's like grinning at you, like he's about to turn you. You're like all scared and shit. But in my head's like, oh, dude, Casper's gonna rape him.
Oh man, thank God that's not what was implied.
Right, that's where I would regret.
That's where Nick. I didn't get that vibe when I watched it.
But no, it's a cool scene because it does look like you're like if people like if the big cult following you have, they're like, dude, what was it like shooting that scene with Casper Van Dien?
Yeah.
And you're like, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, because we
because you're both facing the camera.
we're both facing the camera, but like I forget what was going on. Like he
left. I think.
he had like a scheduling thing, so he had to leave.
Right.
And so we shot him first, and then they brought me in to shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, he wasn't there for lines or anything.
Yeah. Well, there were no lines in that scene, right?
There was something. It was like he says something, and then I have to react to it.
I think they cut it from the movie.
They probably cut the lines then.
Yeah. Well, because I remember I think there's a scene where Lou Ferrigno and Casper Van Dien talk, but Lou had to leave, so they had Dylan step up on an apple box and read the lines. I don't know if you remember that night.
No, I don't remember that. No.
Yeah. So Dylan had to like fill in for Lou, which is weird because it's like he's talking to him. It's like does he talk to him like Dylan or does he talk to him like Lou?
Oh
like,
God.
I think at one point he did try to talk to him like Lou. It just we were just trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
Like dude, stop it.
Yeah.
You want to help the act. Not that it wasn't to be mean or like make fun of Lou. It was actually just because it's to help Casper stay in character. Yeah. Like okay, he's talking to Iron John, the character he's playing.
Iron John.
They call me Iron John.
Oh, so I guess Iron John is like he's like a lesser known Grimm character that Jeremy found. So he thought it'd be cool to have like this guy called Iron John because he's like a giant, guy. And he by Rumpelstiltskin he gets turned into this metal man.
So he's like Iron Man.
Yeah, he's like Colossus. It's been
So it's Lou Ferrigno. They give him a bald cap and they spray paint his arms and head silver.
Yeah, and so so he's almost like a mix of the Silver Surfer with Colossus in a way.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of awesome, actually.
Yeah. And if you actually look at the foreign movie posters of that movie, they make him look like Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's how they marketed it. Like
like
try to sell it.
India or Sri Lanka or something. Like they make it look the poster look epic, because apparently those movies do well overseas in some areas, man.
Overseas is like their bread and butter.
That's how they really make the movies. Like they kind of make some profits here, but overseas they're like, that's where the big bucks are.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Right now I wash lettuce. Soon I'll be on fries. That's with the real money.
Oh
yeah.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Sure, what's up, man?
How do you feel? I know you both worked on different qualities of productions.
Sure, yeah.
So, do you feel like working on Asylum films has helped you at all? Like when it goes to like actually working on a bigger production at all, or is it kind of like the same, or would you say?
What would you say, Larry? I'll let you know.
Well, like since I'm on it's been a long time since I've been on a union show. That's the one I'm on now.
Okay. Can you explain what a union show is?
Versus a non-union. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so like for like a union show, right?
Mm-hmm.
like people that do lighting, like the electricians, they do just that. And grips, they do just grip work, which is like hanging like different colored gels. It's like a colored plastic, that they shine light through to get like a certain kind of look they want, right?
Yeah, if you want a blue light, put a blue gel,
Right.
green, so forth.
Okay.
And so like on a indie feature, like those two jobs are kind of blended.
So it becomes grip and electric.
Okay.
Yeah, so like on a union thing, that would not happen.
All right.
Like there's art department and a prop department, but sometimes on these smaller films,
Right.
it becomes arts and prop, or just art.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's like a big thing. So props is a really big one because people often think that they're in the art department, but they're their
not.
own thing. They just work very closely with the
Okay.
art department.
Yeah.
Well, your experience. So, how is your experience compared to like?
It's very hard in a different way because union shows are usually bigger, right?
Yes.
And so my role on this show is where like I'm a truck PA.
Okay.
So and the walkie PA as well.
Okay.
And so I'm keeping track of all of our gear that we have. We have like double the gear that we had on like these Asylum ones.
Wow.
And so, and usually, strangely enough, the props department is in charge of like the director chairs that you see, right? But a deal was made to where the PAs were going to do the director chairs.
Okay.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah. And so, like I have to keep track of all the director chairs, and we have like 20 of them.
Okay.
And then like we're like spread out in different. It's a show, a high school show.
Okay.
And so called Mr. Student Body President.
Okay.
The first season's on Go 90 online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for anyone that listens to this and wants to check it out. But yeah, so like sometimes we're in different parts of the school, so like a lot of gear is like spread out.
Mhm.
And so like my big job is like making sure that none of that like disappears.
Okay.
And so I'm actually walking more on this than any show I've ever done.
Awesome.
So it's been hard in that regard, like the stress of trying to keep our loss and damages.
Yeah.
I'm aiming for non-existent, but it's probably not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my goal. I try to have that mindset to make L&D non-existent.
Yeah, everyone makes things better.
Right.
Awesome, man.
Well, you, Mike.
You know what, man? Well, first of all, I worked on a total of 7 Asylum films. Larry, how many did you work on?
Man, I probably should have thought of that before we even did this.
Rough estimate.
I would say probably
More than 20, less than 20?
Less than 20, but
Way more than 10.
yeah, probably about 12 or 13,
Mm.
which is way more than I'm.
You're one of the few that have
I'm a seasoned Asylum veteran.
there's only a handful of you guys that have really done so many, right?
Yeah, most people will do like 3 max, and they never do them again. Just 'cause
Right.
they,
Or maybe they do them like once a year or once every other year or something.
right, or
Yeah.
like they're bored or something. Like they,
Sure. Or hey, it's slow. I'll work with this job. You know?
Right.
Yeah. My thing was, honestly, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Like, I have a lot of great memories working on these shows.
It sounds like you both do. Like.
I really do. And I mean, don't get me wrong. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was sometimes the hardest shows I worked on. Like, in fact, when I remember I left an Asylum show and I worked on a union show. I worked on a Nickelodeon thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, dude, you're so hard working. You're running around and doing all this stuff. I was like, thanks, man. And I was really just doing what I was doing on the previous show, man. Just busting my ass, running around, making sure, like, whatever they needed, boom, I'm there. And they were just like, man, we never see hardworking PAs like you, man. You're good. I'm like, thanks, man, thanks. Like the guys in the union, they were just like shocked that PAs were not lazy, I guess.
Do you think maybe your time in film school had something to do with that, or?
No. In fact, here's the thing. And Larry, maybe your opinion differs on this than mine, but like film school, it teaches you a lot, but it doesn't teach you a lot.
Yeah, like I think my ultimate opinion on film schools is like they prepare you for when you've already made it. Like they teach you how to direct and like
How to edit, how to composite,
and stuff like that. Yeah,
position of shots.
stuff for when you're a director, when you've reached that point.
Okay.
But they're not teaching you how to PA in any film school. I don't know any film school that's teaching you how to PA.
No, but it is an important job, if not one of the most important jobs, because you're the first one there, and you're the last one to leave.
Yeah.
I tell everybody I enjoyed working on them, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I think if you are a fresh out of film school person, I think if you are an up-and-coming actor, like if you just graduated from acting school, and you really, really want to work in the film industry, work on an Asylum film.
Yeah.
I truly mean that. It is like the boot camp for working in the film world. And if you get through it, and you still want to work in movies after that, then you kind of like, okay, you know, that's your passion. And I'm not saying that like, it's going to put you through hell. It might. You know, I certainly always felt like I always worked harder on an Asylum film.
Maybe a challenge.
Well, but that's the thing. It was also a lot of fun too sometimes. You know, like being a PI on one of those is different than a higher budget thing, because not only do you don't just do like the standard PA stuff, take out the trash, make sure this is done, drive this person around. You, like on the Asylum films, you really work with every department.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you kind of get to do everything. You're there all day. You see the camaraderie of like the crew and the cast, and it's kind of a beautiful thing, man. And when like you and I, like we worked on so many back to back, they almost became like a second family to you.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh man, I'll see you on the next show. Maybe, you know, like you and I kind of would hang out outside, but then I would honestly not see a lot of those people until I worked in the next film.
Right.
Like I tried to like hang out with them, but it just never happened, you know. And it's just weird, man. You kind of like really get in with them, and like, you know, you feel like family. And then when the show's over, it's over. And then when you come back, you're like, it's like picking up a conversation that never ended. It's kind of a beautiful thing. It's a little gypsy lifestyle, but it's really kind of a beautiful thing, man. And it kind of cemented for me, man, that I really did want to work in films. And even though I don't work for the company anymore, you know, it's like I'm glad they're still around, and I'm glad new people can come in and like kind of jump in the fray, man.
Okay. So for the guys out there, or young people, or even people who are older, it doesn't matter, who can't afford film school or any type of education, really, you'd say like try to get on like a low budget film.
Yeah, get on a low budget, get on an Asylum film, Roger Corman, you know, get one of those guys, man. It's like, you know, but bring your A game. Don't come around with your hands in your pocket that I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Look busy. Ask them, hey man, can I help you? What can I do for you, man?
See what you can do to contribute, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly.
Walk with a purpose.
There you
There you go. Yeah, I would say working for like the Asylum or like a comparable company, like on like their kind of features, that's just as important as going to like USC or NYU or any of them. And you know, like they actually do a big intern thing.
Really?
Yeah, the Asylum does. Yeah, like I've trained a lot of interns through them. And you know what, man? Those interns, they're getting the real deal, man, of what to do.
They like, you know, film school. It's fun, but you really want to know what it's like on a set.
Yeah,
This is it, man. It ain't always this like, you know, big dream fantasy thing, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's hard. It's hot. I'm sounding like it's porn. It's hard. It's sweaty.
Oh, God.
Thick and girthy. No, I mean it's kind of a cool thing, man. It's like a summer camp. It's like it's really just kind of a wonderful thing, man. I really do mean this. I'm not trying to like pander or anything like that to them. No, I legitimately mean that, man. It was like some great memories, great friendships I made with a lot of people that I still kind of keep in contact with. And you know what, man? If any of them go on to bigger success, you know, it's like maybe we could all like have a beer and like talk about, remember the old days when we used to work on those films, you know? Something we can look back on 20 years from now and laugh, you know? Yeah. Because I'm sure, like, dude, you'll hear stories about, like, you know, Ron Howard or, like, Jack Nicholson, like, talking about, like, working with, like, Roger Corman back in the 70s and 80s, man.
Yeah.
I even talked with Don the Dragon Wilson, man. He made some Roger Corman films in the 80s and 90s, dude. He had nothing but great things to say about him. Like, hey, man, that helped start my career.
Awesome.
Yeah. So there's something about working on these low-budget films and companies, man. There's just something about, like, I think you might be having the most fun, but you don't realize it in the moment. Like, you'll look on it, like, you'll look back on it. Yeah.
So swallow your pride and take the dive, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I know you get some bitter, disgruntled people that maybe just feel like, this isn't like the union stuff. And look, don't get me wrong, I like working on a union show too, man. But
of course,
sometimes it's cool to like get your hands dirty, man. Roll up the sleeves and just like, you know.
Totally.
Yeah. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah.
So you feel like you can handle like lower productions like this, where it's really hard condition usually. Like you can definitely handle something where it's like a bigger set. Or like
oh gosh, man! I think I remember like right after Santa Claus, man. I worked on a commercial for Sony, dude. And it was worlds different. Like I think like we only worked on like 8-hour days. Got paid like at least a third or 2/3 more than what the Asylum was paying. That, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just so easy, and it was like it felt like the Asylum trained me to be a better PA on like bigger budget stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, I always recommend anybody give it a shot, man. If you want to make movies, this will be the test to see if you really want to make them.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Awesome. Cool. All right. I think we're
Yeah. Oh, we got more stories, man. But like, well, we might have to make this. We might have to do another part one.
Yeah.
A return to this, once we like stewed on it.
Yeah.
No.
And I thought of more stuff. Was, oh man.
We'll definitely be back on there.
Yeah,
sure.
We'll get there. Do you have any final closing thoughts?
As you get into internships if you're in film school. Like that's something I really wish I would have done. And like specifically internships with something like the Asylum.
Yeah, or just something that'll put you on a set.
Right. Yeah, you would love to do something on Warner Brothers or an HBO thing.
Right. Well, like I was an intern and I did stuff in an office, and it's fun, but there was something about being on a set, man. Like I realized I wanted to be a filmmaker. If I wanted to just work in films, I'd have stayed in an office.
Right.
But when I realized I wanted to be a filmmaker, set. That's where you want to be. Right.
All right. Okay, guys, we want to thank you guys so much for listening. We want to thank our special guest, Larry. Give him a round of applause. Thank you, Larry, man. We're going to have you back again. It was great.
Oh,
of course. Great stories, great information.
I know you got way more stories, man. We just don't. They're on the time of the day.
Yeah.
No, I get it. And as long as it's on a weekend.
Totally. We had a blast having you, man. Seriously,
yeah. All right, to get a lot of this off my shoulders,
Totally.
Release it. Yeah.
Whenever you want to, man, come on back. We got you.
Yeah, tell as many stories you want.
All right.
All right, guys, this was another episode of Johnson Nielsen. I'm your co-host, Prince Johnson.
I'm Nickolaus Nielsen, and special guest,
Larry.
All right, guys, and we will catch you guys on the next time.
Later.